Israel is tightly restricting the entry of aid and basic supplies into Gaza, worsening the already dire humanitarian conditions. It has refused to allow in more food, fuel, medicine, and temporary housing, despite agreeing to those terms in the October ceasefire. On Sunday, 158 trucks entered the Strip, but only 12 were carrying humanitarian supplies. Under the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas, at least 600 aid trucks were supposed to enter the Strip each day. Aid groups say what's getting in is far below agreed levels. Israel has already reopened the Rafah Crossing on the border between Gaza and Egypt, allowing limited travel in and out of the Strip. And two other crucial crossings, however, remain shut. Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud is in Gaza City. So, Hani, 4 months into the ceasefire, Israel, it is pretty clear at this point, is not allowing in nearly the amount of aid that it had committed to under the terms of that agreement. I'd like you to please brief our viewers on what that has meant for Palestinians and their daily life, starting with the food situation. How do you find food today in the Strip? How do parents feed their families?
Absolutely. And if we just look at the 4 months of ceasefire and combine the number that should have been allowed into the Gaza Strip and compared to the actual figure on the ground, it's less than 10% of what has been allowed so far. Just looking at Sunday as a representative sample of 1 day, depending, it varies from 1 day to day, but it doesn't exceed that number, 158 the trucks coming in. Of that number, 146 of that total number were commercial. And when we talk about commercial trucks, these commercial trucks are not allowed into the Gaza Strip unless there is a paid coordination. Paid coordination means the traders and business owners here who are given the approval by the Israeli military end up paying a huge amount of money just to allow some of these food supplies and basic necessities into the Gaza Strip that end up in the market at a very high price that's beyond people's financial capabilities. We look at it close to 3 years of not regular payroll, no salaries for the majority of people. The vast majority of people are living off community kitchens, food stamps that are distributed in displacement sites. Any tour around the city here of displacement site would see people gather at this time of the day waiting for food to be distributed by the community kitchen. Community kitchens, given the fact that only 12 trucks of aid coming in, including some of the food supply, they end up buying other food supplies from the market, from already something that has been coordinated for and paid for a huge amount of money, end up also taking it from the market into the displacement site. So the struggle is the same here. People do not have sufficient access to food supplies and wait throughout the day for the community kitchens to distribute food, wait for food parcels to arrive. And it's not as we expect it to happen. When you think of the Gaza Strip surrounded by 7 crossings, one would have imagined that the flow of aid coming in would be much better, much more than what expected, and be sufficient for all the people. But contrary, on the ground, the struggle is still real. People are going through their day in many of the displacement sites, particularly those areas adjacent to the yellow line where food aid and food trucks cannot get to these areas. People are still living and ration there whatever they have in terms of food, in terms of other basic necessities.
Hani Mahmoud reporting from Gaza City. Thank you very much, Hani.
Don't miss out and get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.